Hi, Brandon. How you doing? Okay, quick note. I had just left video feedback for your type studies, your latest submission for the type study. So be sure you take a look at that because that could definitely affect this area right here in your final presentation. So we have enough here to go on in your type studies, but I'm sorry, in your color studies. But just wanted to make that specifically clear that those comments are over there in your most recent submission for your type studies. Okay, so achromatic, yes, that's where we were before, right? Warm, you got a good warm color scheme here. You've got a cool color scheme, and then you've got your monochromatic, which incidentally is a neutral color scheme as well. Now, there are some comments here I want to make. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. There are some comments here that I'd like to make regarding the consistency in the presentation. Not the same as my comments for the type studies. The same thing goes with your color studies. The layout should be identical. Okay, so for example, you've got a gradient here, but you don't have a gradient here. You've got a gradient here, but you don't have a gradient here. Conversely, I think I saw another difference. The headphones have a gradient on the head strap here, but not in any of the others. There's a gradient here, but there's not one here or here. So remember, that consistency is really important in your color studies. Otherwise, again, as I said in the type studies, you're not comparing apples to apples. And that, of course, is the most important thing in working with your type studies and your color studies, is to maintain a consistent layout so that the only meaning that changes is the change in your typographic composition, your typefaces, and in this particular case, in your color choices. Okay. That said, I think the warm color scheme I think it's the most successful. However, there are a couple of things that we can do here that I recommend. I think changing the color of the glasses and adding that stroke, and there's another difference I just noticed. You've got a yellow stroke around the glasses here, but there's no stroke in any of the other compositions. So that's another little inconsistency. So one of the things I think I would recommend here is now keep in mind black and white are harmonious with all color schemes, because if you tint a color, you can tint it all the way to black, so it gets inherently darker. That value gets inherently darker until any hue reaches pure black. Conversely, if you I didn't mean tint. If you shade any parent hue, which means keep adding black, you're going to get pure black. Okay, so the parent hue all the way to pure black is going to be harmonious, right? So pure black is harmonious with any color in any color scheme. Conversely, pure white is also harmonious because tints is adding white, shades is adding black. Okay, so adding white to any hue is going to make it inherently lighter. Well, we can see it right here in this gradient. So we're adding white, white, white. So this is a tint. Pure white is a tint of this color, and any color will work there. So the point I'm trying to make is that black and white are harmonious with any color scheme at all. So you can use black and white. So I would recommend using black, just black in your glasses. I think that's going to add a lot of contrast to that area. And I think it's going to add a specific interest in that area. I also would like to see this gradient. Now, this gradient here is a little different. It's not as clean and it's not as smooth as this gradient. You've definitely got a line right there, a transition line, which we don't see in this one. This particular piece right here, I'd like to see a gradient in the background, but I'm going to go ahead and suggest that you try something here. Since black and white are both harmonious with any color scheme, let's use the black and white sphere right here. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to add a lot of contrast and a lot of depth. So what you can do theoretically is you can take this piece right here and just place it in the warm color scheme. Everything else remains the same. You can add those red strokes around the headphones. I think that's a good touch right there. But the black glasses and the black gradient is going to add volume and depth, and the black glasses is going to add contrast. And all of those are really going to pop that focal point in a way that's going to provide some incredible visual interest. So try that. The other thing I would recommend about your color scheme here is that you're going to purple, where I think this should go from yellow to red. Not the gradient, I'm just saying your color scheme itself. So you're using purple here as opposed to using red. So this, I think this outer circle right here, these dials right here, all pure red. We go yellow, orange, and instead of going pink, or you can go pink, instead of going purple, go pure red up there, because red, when those dials reach their max, the warning is red, so we can want to reproduce that right here, right? All right, so those are my recommendations for moving forward. If you have any questions at all, please, of course, as usual, please let me know. Thank you very much.